Hello, and welcome again to our little chat with my fellow ex-seminarians, ex-nuns, ex-religious. Today, I want to talk to you about a very important part of the burden that faces an ex-seminarian or an ex-religious or ex-nun, and that is the influence from our families, especially the parents and mothers in particular. It is one of the burdens, the psychological, emotional burdens that a lot of ex-seminarians and ex-religious and ex-nuns don't know how to deal with. And this burden has a lot of psychological, emotional impact on dealing with the reality of your status as an ex-religious, seminarian, nun, whatever. The impact of the feeling of disappointment that we could read either actively or passively from the faces of our family members. It is not a hidden fact that when you are in the system, in the formation system, en route to priesthood, en route to religious life, that your families, the members of your family, are the greatest cheerleaders you will ever have, especially your mom. Fathers, most of them are not really that so much engrossed in the hula baloo hysteria of your training, of your status, of your pursuit, of your journey to the ministry or the priesthood, religious life, or whatever. But the mothers, for some reasons, maybe natural reasons, or maybe emotional reasons, or whatever, they are so much invested in the vocation of their children. And I would imagine that a lot of ex-seminarians and ex-nuns and ex-religious, they have to battle daily in their lives about how to deal with this disappointment, the feeling of guilt, the feeling of disappointment towards the family members, towards their mothers, towards their fathers, towards their brothers and sisters, towards their friends, towards their community, towards their parishioners, whatever, community at large, congregation, but especially our families, our mothers. A lot of ex-seminarians and ex-religious, ex-sisters, nuns and all that, before you ever take your first profession, before you ever get ordained, a deacon, or even as early as your first year in the minor seminary, you have already started getting this attention, and people begin to address you as a father, our father, Father Annie, Sister Annie, brother, yeah, you know, they will accord you the respect that goes with the status, even when you have not even gone halfway to the position. And it is not out of place to get preferential treatment from your family members when you were in the seminary, when you were in the convent, when you were in the religious house or your congregation or whatever. It is not out of place to get gifts, financial helps, material helps, and charity and all that. People have soft spot for you. Your family has a soft spot for you. Maybe you begin to get all this. Once you are around, your mother will get the best of the dishes, the best of the meat, the best of the fish, the best of the food, the best of everything for you. And maybe they have carved out a place for you, your room, your apartment, your whatever. And, they have already started treating you like one, like a minister, when you have not even gone halfway. And then you will be, licking it up, living it up, you'll be enjoying it. If you didn't get it, I did. Right from the time when I took the entrance to minor seminary, the treatment changed. Treatment from my family members towards me changed. The way they talk to me, the way they approach me, the way they address me, the way everything changed. And they, the community, the kindred relatives, everybody, once you're around, they assume their best behavior and they address you like a dignitary, and then you begin to feel that little importance. And then your family, they will first of all pay for the cost of anything that relates to you, your expenses first, before other members, other family members. Your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters, they could go extra mile to make sure that they satisfy the financial need, the demands, to the best of their abilities. Some families still go borrowing just to sort you out. And you've been licking this thing up. You've been licking all these treatments up. You've been living it up. Maybe once you're around, you lead on the prayer, leading prayer during the night prayer, family prayers, and So I would imagine that one of the heaviest burden that will weigh you down psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, is the load, the weight of facing them and reading that disappointment in their faces. Your mother has been practicing how to be addressed. Even some already have been addressed. I've started getting the accolade of mama, father, mama, sister, mama, brother, whatever. And they've been living it up. And they've been taking the positions of importance and responsibilities in the church, in the community. So, all of a sudden you were expelled, or you dropped, what the hell? What the fuck happened? A lot of them battle with going out and facing people, facing the audience, facing the public, and the public looking at them, and whether knowingly or unknowingly, and they will begin to read meanings into gestures and signals, but the ones that are there and the ones that are not there. And you know that mothers are very good at reading all these signs and symbols and gestures, and they take it to heart. They take it so hard. They take it in a very hard way. So how can you? A lot of ex-seminarians that I've had chats with, it boils down to the fact that the mothers desperately wanted them to become priests. My mother inclusive. My mother wanted me to become a priest, even as later, when I was as young as I could ever remember. So one of the things that made me linger in the seminary system for a lot longer than what I should have was the thought of how to deal with handling that disappointment, that betrayal, that heartache that mothers do feel, that families do feel. And so when you are expelled, when you are kicked out, because that is literally how those who are expelled from the seminary in my diocese, that is how they are treated. Kicked out, unless you dropped on your own. In that way, you chose how to live. But those who were expelled for one reason or the other, they were kicked out. And so that kicking out, you first of all think about, how am I going to break this news to my family? And if you don't, of course, they will hear it from the grapevine. Because such stories, such gossips, such whispers, they travel at the speed of a light. You better do that, or they hear from the gossip, and the way they will hear it, how it will be described, it will be difficult for you to even convince them that whatever you did. So they mustering the courage to tell them the story, break the news to them, and that guilt that stays with you, if you don't know how to deal with it, it will destroy you. It will destroy you. I want to talk to you today about how to deal with that guilt. It is an emotional guilt. It is a psychological guilt that we created for ourselves. Basically, our family members, our mothers, they want the best for us. And the fact that they want the best for us, their need has to be secondary to our need. Our need should be the primary, and their need should be the secondary. If you are still living your life trying to please your family members, you are putting their needs ahead of your need. And you are playing the second fiddle. You are not living your life. You are still living under the guilt, the shame, the hubris, the disappointment. You are still trying to please them. I want to let you understand this, that the first thing you have to deal with is calling them, your mother, the father, if you still got them alive, your sisters, your brothers, if you still got any, call them together. Tell them, look, it's a reality. I was expelled from the seminary. Or I dropped from the seminary. But I think I will have to live my life. Yes, I know it is so difficult, especially if you still depend on them for survival. You'll get all types of, you'll be talked to, the opposite of how you were treated, before, when you were a seminarian, when you were a sister, a brother, a religious. You will get the opposite. Don't take it to heart. A lot of them don't know how to deal with this because they are also facing their own, barrage, the barrage of embarrassment from the public, especially when they have already taken the positions of relatives to you. The priest to be, the sister to be, the brother to be, the religious to be, whatever. You have to understand this. I want you to understand this. Your life, your rule, your responsibility, you are accountable 100%. Nobody should be accountable to your life but you. So however you want to feel about them is how you will feel. If you still feel embarrassed, feel ashamed, feel disappointed or disgusted facing them every day, then you're going to have to learn how to, because it's not going to go away. So the best thing is understand that this is your life, it's not their life. When I wanted to leave the seminary, my mother was the last person that I talked to, and for some reasons I didn't even talk to her about it until I left Nigeria, because it was, my mom has a soft spot in my heart, and vice versa. It's not without, it is not, there's no gainsaying that my mother loves me most. I assume that, and my brothers and sisters that said that, whatever, it is not what I cost, maybe, of course, parents, when they finish having their kids, one of them, they always have one, especially the last ones. I was the last one. I am the last one in my family. So my mom, it is natural that she loves me most. But then the thought of disappointing her was too much for me to bear. And I kept going, and I kept going. And I was like, putting myself, putting my need below hers. I was putting my need below hers. I wanted to make her proud. I wanted to make her dream come true. I wanted her to enjoy that mama, father accolade. I wanted her to know that, I could keep to my promise to make her, happy and all that. But then I thought to myself, how could I continue living like this into priesthood? And I sat down one day on my bed and I thought to myself, plus minus, my mom will live maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years more, plus minus. And plus minus, I might live as much. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years more. Which I don't really think I don't need it anyway. But then I'll become a priest in 1, 2, 3 years. And my mom will be happy. And my family will be happy. And then after the ordination, I'll be sent to whatever parish. And then they will be at home answering my mom, father, papa, father, brothers and sisters, father. And I will be pining away in the parish, in the closet, crying myself to sleep. This is my life we are talking about. How can I live like this for the rest of my life? Bruh, my mom might die tomorrow. But as long as I'm still alive, I will still be regretting and maybe indirectly resenting her for causing me to become a priest. You know, for that pressure, that invisible pressure that she put on me to become a priest, so that I will make her dream come true. You know, that soft, manipulative pressure. I told myself, no, this is not going to happen. I know that my mom loves me. And if he loves me, he should, if she loves me, she should be able to accept me, whether I become a priest or not. I am her child. So it is unconditional. Her love for me should be unconditional. After all, I didn't ask her to get me into this fucking world. So why should she give me any condition to love me as her child? It is her responsibility, her primary responsibility. It is not even it's a responsibility, yeah, but it is a demanding responsibility that she should accept me 100% without any apology to God, without any apology from me. 100%. She should take me back as her child because she brought me into this world. I didn't ask for it. So if I don't become a priest, she can go and become a priest. After all, if she was a sister, I wouldn't have been born in the first place. So why would you assert that type of pressure on my back? Why would you shove it down my throat to become a priest against my wish? Why would you treat me differently because I was expelled from the seminary? That is fucking unfair. That was what I told myself. You know what? If my mom is gonna die, okay, that's fine. But I will not play a second fiddle anymore. I've got to go. I've got to make a move. I've got to get out of here. This is not the type of life I want to live. This is for me because I dropped. Let's say you were expelled. Okay, you were expelled. And so what? That's not the end of it. When you were expelled, there was night and there was day. And there was, the month kept going on. Life kept going on. So you were expelled, and so what? It's just nothing. Just nothing. You make it weigh you down because you want it, or you didn't know that you indirectly allowing yourself to be weighed down by this emotional, psychological, mental anchorage, burden. Do not be apologetic. Do not apologize. It is a mistake. Which, if you caused your expulsion, all right, that's okay. Learn from it. Make it right by getting your life together. If you keep on allowing all this emotional baggage, emotional burden, this shame of facing your family all the time to keep having effect and impact on you, you will never know where you are going. You will always be trying to find a way to please them, and they will never be pleased. Even if you become another priest, even if you find another way to become a priest, they will never be pleased. They will never. They will be happy, yeah, but they will never be pleased. Never. First cut is the deepest. So, what gain will it bring to you if you keep hiding? If you keep bearing this emotional baggage with you, and I tell you what, if you don't address it, it spills over. It spills over, in every aspect of your life. If you get married, if you marry or get married, it spills into your family life. That letdown, that unworthiness, that hubris, that feeling of disappointment. You will never be, you will never be self-confident. You will never, your self-esteem will always be low. Always. All-time low. Because you will still be thinking about, I don't want this person to talk to me, to tell me that I was expelled because of this. Or I don't want my wife to use it as a weapon against me, that I was expelled because of whatever. Or I don't want my husband to use it as a weapon against me because I was expelled or whatever. Let me tell you what, if you want to marry, if you have not married yet, if you want to marry, tell the prospective wife or girlfriend or whatever, tell the person first, tell the person that you were expelled, and tell the person the truth, what happened, why you were expelled. If you dropped, tell him or her that you were dropped or whatever, to the best of your, as accurate as it is. Face it once, tell them, and that's it, done and dusted. If they want to continue, if they want to continue the relationship, that's okay. But don't ever hide it away from them, hoping that they will not find out, because they will find out. Do not apologize. Do not fucking apologize. You owe no one any right to become a priest. You were not born with priesthood. You were not born with anything like nunhood or whatever, or sisterhood or whatever. You're born a person. You're born Vincent. You're born whatever your name is. That's why you're born, and that's why your right is right as a human being, not right as you don't have. Your self-worth does not hinge on what your status is. It doesn't. So I want you to don't feel ashamed. Do not allow the burden of embarrassment, the embarrassment your family felt or is feeling that because you were expelled. Don't allow it to weigh you down. You got to get a grip. Now, if you want to shove it on their face, I tell you what I did. It's successful. If you want to shove that priesthood, shove that sisterhood, shove that religioushood, whatever it is, in their face. Do what I did. Be successful. I tell you what, Don't forget, even they will tell you, even God didn't even want you to become a priest, because God has another plan for you, because our people always have an interpretation of God in everything, which is fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic. That's what I did. I devoted my time when I left. I left Nigeria without my mom knowing. I didn't tell her that I left the seminary, not even that I was traveling out. I never. No. Because I tried to make her understand, even before I left the seminary, that I can do anything I want to do without her telling me whether I would do it or not. So I tried to be my own man. You have to try to be your own man, your own woman. Although it comes with a consequence, which is you should be able to take a hard life, because if you depend on them to give you money for anything, then they might use it as a weapon against you. If you say you want to drop, okay, they say, okay, you can sort yourself out. So be able to take the challenge. But let them understand that this is my life. I am in control, not you. Not you. I am in control. And I say what happens in my life. Cure it. If you don't want it, go to hell. I don't care. But you can do that in a very gentle way, because we are not the same anyway. I know how I do my thing, but you can do it the way you feel that is acceptable to you. But I want to tell you this. Your family is the greatest burden, the greatest psychological warfare you have to face. You will face as an ex-seminarian, ex-nun, ex-religious. Deal with them. The other, the community will be like a peanut to you. If you're able to be comfortable, if you're able to face them, if you're able to not allow that burden of they are feeling let down by your action, but they are feeling embarrassed by your action, by your expulsion, by your withdrawal or whatever. If you're able to deal with that, be comfortable in your own skin before them, I tell you, you will not be depressed. You will be able to face the world. But if you are not able to face the world, it is because you are not able to face yourself first, face your family second, then you will not face the world. But if you want to face the world, do the first thing first. Face yourself first. Accept that you're expelled. Accept that you've withdrawn. And number two, face your family. They should accept you without condition that you were expelled. That life is not meant for you. You have to live your life, your normal life. They have to accept you without condition. If they give you condition, if anybody gives you condition, be prepared to live a life without that person in the picture. Tell you what, all of us, we are individuals. We will die differently. We will die at our own particular time. You are not going to die with anybody. Nobody is going to die for you. Nobody is going to die in your stead. You die and you go. You'll be able to face life, stark reality of life. This is my life. This is my role. I have to live it my way, my own way. No apology. If you really want to be considerate, the best thing you can do for them is just to be successful, financially successful. If you are financially successful, they will be singing hallelujah. even louder than if you become a priest. So money is the root of all evil, but money is the solution of every problem. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Money helps a lot. Try, get it, get money. Be successful. Be contented. Be, yeah. Be contented. Be successful. Yeah. So that's my message to you today. Is be able to not live with that guilt, that unwritten rule of you have let your mom down, you have let your dad down, you have let your family down, you have let your kindred community down, and you can't deal with it, and the burden is too heavy on you. You carry it every day. You are moving around with this burden, this emotional baggage. It is destroying you. It's finishing you up. Why would you risk it? Tell me. Why? So get it done. Get it sorted. Get this part, this aspect of your recovery. Get it sorted. And things will be taking shape in your life. So thank you once more for your time, and you can share your story with me. You can share your concern with me. Chat me up, and you can react to my message. You can share it with your friends and ex-seminarians and ex-nuns, or even seminarians who need to listen to this. You don't need to become a priest once you're in the seminary. You don't need to become. It's not a must. You can say, no, I don't want it. You can, without waiting to be kicked out. A lot of seminarians are just going there. They're just waiting to be kicked out. You don't need to wait until you're kicked out. You can say, no, let me go. Just be active, proactive. So anybody that you feel that needs this message, you can pass it on to them. And yeah, tell me what you feel. Tell me your reactions. And yeah, let's talk about it. All right. Thank you so much. Peace.